The lights are low now. A very deep, soothing darkness has settled over everything, and the air feels still, perfectly undisturbed, inviting us to simply lie back and let our thoughts drift, letting go of the sharper edges of the day. Tonight, we're going to embark on a journey that requires no motion, no effort, and absolutely no high drama. We're going to explore the quiet perfection of simple geometric shapes, a peaceful catalog that asks for nothing more than the softest flicker of your attention. Imagine these shapes floating gently in the quiet darkness just behind your eyelids, colorless and calm, defined only by their structure and their boundaries. They are the building blocks of the visible world, yet here, they are just tranquil forms, perfectly predictable, wonderfully, reassuringly dull. This is a story of form, not action, and the repetition of their description will be your gentle guide toward a deep, settled rest. Let us begin with the simplest, the most stable, the most grounded of all the basic figures, the square. Just picture it now, a soft, pale line drawing suspended in the dark. It is a shape of absolute balance, defined by four sides, perfectly equal in length, joining together at four corners, each one a precise right angle, 90 degrees of unwavering certainty. Think about that first side, running straight and true from one corner to the next. It has no curve, no deviation, just a quiet, perfect horizontal line stretching out in the stillness. It is a line of commitment, of clarity. We follow it to the first corner, a neat, exact turn, a gentle, precise pivot. And from that first corner, the second side begins, dropping perfectly vertical, a line of gravity and absolute alignment, mirroring the length of the first side with complete fidelity. It moves slowly, steadily down toward the third corner. There is no rush in this geometry. The shape is content to simply exist, to be perfectly itself, without hurry, without complication. This second side is an echo of the first, a demonstration of the square's defining principle, equality. We reach the third corner, another clean, sharp, precise angle. Now the third side begins, running back across the bottom, perfectly parallel to the first side, closing the gap, maintaining the same exact length. It is a line of return, bringing the form back toward its origin, a quiet testament to balance. Imagine the peaceful, steady pace of this line as it moves across the bottom of the form, holding the weight of the shape with effortless grace. It meets the fourth and final corner, completing the base of the square. And from this fourth corner, the final side rises up, perfectly vertical once more, exactly parallel to the second side, and exactly the same length as all the others. It is the line of completion, the final gentle gesture that brings the form back to its starting point. We follow it up, slowly, steadily, until it meets the very first corner where it connects with a soft, final click of geometric certainty. The square is complete. Four equal sides, four right angles. It is a shape of calm, static perfection, demanding nothing from your imagination, only offering its quiet, predictable form. Let the thought of the square settle in your mind now. its stability a soothing antidote to any restlessness. We move now to another shape of perfect symmetry, but one that is infinitely more flowing, one that has no edges, no corners, no sharp turns at all. We move to the circle. Picture it now, a simple, perfect, continuous loop suspended in the quiet dark. The circle is defined not by sides and corners, but by a single point, the center, and the infinite multitude of points that are all exactly equidistant from it. Imagine that soft, continuous line beginning its slow, deliberate trace in the quiet space before you. It begins, perhaps, at the very top, and immediately starts to curve slowly, gently, perfectly. There is no straight line in the circle, only the smooth, unhurried arc of the curve, constantly turning, constantly bending back toward itself. We follow the line as it drifts down and around the right side, a gentle, effortless fall. The line never hesitates, never straightens, just maintains that perfect, soft, continuous bend. It's a shape of quiet, endless flow, a constant state of smooth transition. We drift around the bottom now, where the curve is at its broadest. It's most relaxed, moving slowly, steadily across the lowest point of the form. The circle has no start and no end. It is a story that is always telling itself, a loop of quiet perfection. We follow the line as it begins its gentle rise up the left side, slowly ascending, the curve remaining soft and constant, never steep, never sharp. It is an image of continuous, unhurried return. The line moves up, gently, steadily, until it meets the point where we began, connecting seamlessly, effortlessly, without a seam, without a break. The circle is complete. It is a form of quiet, continuous motion, a symbol of endless, peaceful continuity. Let the soft, round perfection of the circle settle your thoughts, gently smoothing out any sharp edges of worry or distraction. Its continuous curve is a soft, visual lullaby. Now we shift to a shape that introduces a little bit of quiet tension, but resolves it beautifully, a shape of elegant simplicity. The triangle. This one is defined by 3 sides and 3 corners, a fundamental reduction of the square's complexity. Let's imagine a very simple equilateral triangle, where all 3 sides are exactly the same length, and all 3 internal angles are exactly the same size. We begin at the base, a single, straight line stretching horizontally in the dark. It is a foundation of quiet certainty, a line of groundedness. We follow it from the left corner, across the bottom, to the right corner. From that right corner, the second side begins its gentle, slow ascent. This line moves upward at a steady angle, neither vertical nor horizontal, but finding a quiet balance in between. It is a line of aspiration, of gentle rising, moving slowly, steadily toward the single highest point. We follow it as it travels through the quiet space, maintaining its perfect, constant angle until it reaches the apex, the single top corner, the point of the form. And from that apex, The third and final side begins its slow, gentle descent. This line is a perfect mirror of the second, falling back toward the starting point at the exact same angle. It is a line of quiet return, a journey back to the foundation, creating a perfectly balanced form. We follow it down, slowly, steadily, until it meets the base exactly where we began, connecting with a neat, precise corner closing the form. The triangle is complete. 3 equal sides, 3 equal angles, a shape of quiet balance and stability. Let the thought of its 3 points and 3 lines settle the busy corners of your mind, guiding you toward a peaceful, quiet equilibrium. Now let's take a slight variation on the square, a shape that introduces a small, manageable asymmetry, but one that is still perfectly stable and predictable: the rectangle. This form, like the square, has 4 sides and 4 corners, all of them precise right angles. But here, the sides are paired, 2 long sides and 2 short sides. Imagine the long side stretching out first, much longer than the square's side, a quiet, extended horizontal line moving through the darkness. It is a line of patience, of sustained length. We follow it across until it reaches the corner. From that corner, the short side begins, dropping vertical, a brief, neat, perpendicular line. This short side defines the height of the form, a necessary limitation. It moves down to the third corner, a quick, precise movement. First long side and exactly the same length. It is a quiet echo of the top line, completing the long, extended base now. The second long side begins, running back across the bottom, perfectly parallel to the of the shape. We follow it slowly, steadily across the quiet space, maintaining its perfect alignment. It reaches the fourth corner, another precise turn. And from this fourth corner, the second short side rises up, perfectly vertical, exactly parallel to the first short side, and closing the gap perfectly to meet the first corner. It is the final, quiet gesture of completion. The rectangle is complete. 2 long sides and 2 short sides, 4 right angles, a simple, stable form of predictable, easy asymmetry. Let the thought of its extended lines and neat corners stretch out and settle your thoughts, encouraging a long, continuous feeling of calm. We can revisit these 4 quiet shapes, cycling through their simple descriptions, letting the gentle repetition deepen the hypnotic effect. Imagine the square again, 4 equal movements, 4 precise turns. It is a shape of steadfastness, of unmoving, quiet certainty. Side 1 straight across, side 2 straight down, side 3 straight across, side 4 straight up. The square settles back into the darkness. Now the circle, the ultimate shape of quiet flow. That soft, continuous, endless line, always turning, always returning, never stopping, never starting, just being. The line flows down the right side, across the bottom, and up the left side, a gentle, continuous stream of soft form. The circle drifts away, leaving a trace of perfect roundness behind it. The triangle returns the shape of elegant balance. The base is still and level. The line of ascent rises slowly to the apex, and the line of descent returns gently to the base. 3 lines, 3 points, a quiet, simple, stable form, resting easily in the dark. The triangle fades, its perfect balance lingering. And finally, the rectangle, the sustained shape. The long, patient line across the top, the brief, neat line down the side, the second long, parallel line across the bottom, and the final, short, vertical line back to the start. A stable, familiar, unhurried form. The rectangle dissolves into the soft shadows. We can introduce a subtle variation now, maintaining the monotony but shifting the focus slightly. Let's consider the square once more, but this time, let's observe its internal space. Imagine the absolute quiet within the boundaries of the 4 sides. The space is still, empty, a quiet void held perfectly in place by the 4 equal lines. This internal quiet is the deepest part of the shape, the center of its calm, a perfectly contained silence. The external form is simply a shell for this quiet inner rest. And the circle, its internal space, is even more profound in its quiet continuity. The boundaries are seamless, endless, creating a perfectly defined internal void. The space inside the curve is soft, limitless within its own confines, a quiet, peaceful pool of stillness. The continuous line ensures that the quiet within is completely sealed, perfectly contained, a private place of rest. The triangle's interior is a quiet, simple space, defined by 3 lines meeting at 3 points. It is a stable, grounded quiet, resting firmly on its base. The space within the 3 walls is still, settled, and completely at peace, a perfect, unmoving quiet that encourages your own mind to find its center. And the rectangle's internal space, an extended quiet, a long, low, rectangular room of stillness, contained by 2 long lines of patience and 2 short lines of neat structure. The quiet within the rectangle stretches out, calm and continuous, a gentle space to let the mind rest and extend its state of peace. We are just cycling through these forms, these simple, unexciting ideas, letting the repetition of their geometry become a gentle, hypnotic pulse. The square, 4 equal sides, 4 right angles, a foundation of quiet certainty. The circle, 1 continuous curve, no start, no end, a loop of perfect flow. The triangle, 3 balanced sides, 3 steady points, a shape of simple equilibrium. The rectangle, 2 long, 2 short, 4 right angles, a stable, extended form of peace. Now, let's observe the behavior of the square again, if we were to turn it slowly, deliberately in the quiet darkness. Imagine it beginning a gentle rotation on its central axis. The 4 corners move outward, tracing a path, but the overall form remains a perfect square. It simply turns, holding its integrity, maintaining its perfect right angles, moving with a quiet, predictable grace. It turns and turns and turns, a continuous, slow ballet of geometric stability. This slow turning is just a shift of perspective, not a change of identity. The square remains the square, unwavering in its form. The circle, if it were to turn on its center, would offer no discernible change whatsoever. It is the ultimate expression of rotational symmetry. It simply is, regardless of its orientation. The line remains the same, the curve remains the same, the internal quiet remains the same. The circle is a symbol of absolute, continuous, unchangeable rest. It is eternally the same, perpetually at ease. The triangle turning slowly on its center would reveal its 3 points in a slow, cyclical presentation. Point 1 comes into focus, then point 2, then point 3, and then point 1 again. A gentle, rhythmic cycle of 3, a slow, quiet, predictable cadence. This simple, 3-part rotation is a gentle pulse, a quiet, lulling rhythm that carries you toward deeper sleep. And the rectangle, turning slowly on its center, would reveal the alternation of its sides, long, then short, then long, then short. A gentle 2-part rhythm, a quiet, predictable back and forth between the extended line of patience and the shorter line of neatness. Long, short, long, short. This slow, predictable alternation is a simple, soothing rhythm for the quiet mind. The gentle drone of these descriptions, the subtle shifts in focus between side, corner, interior, and rotation, is designed to occupy the last, lightest layer of your awareness, preventing it from latching onto a more stimulating thought. The mind is gently trapped in the net of the mundane, and so it has no choice but to surrender to the heaviness that is pulling you down toward rest. We return to the basic description of the square's construction, starting the cycle anew. The first side straight across, the second side straight down, the third side straight across, the fourth side straight up. The square is complete. 4 equal sides, 4 right angles. Nothing has changed, and nothing ever will change about this quiet, stable form. The circle flows in next, the continuous, gentle curve down the right, across the bottom, up the left, and back to the start. Seamless, endless, perfectly round. The circle is a soft, endless loop of quiet. The triangle, the base, the ascent to the apex, the descent back to the base. 3 lines, 3 points, a perfect, quiet balance. The triangle rests. The rectangle, the long line, the short line, the second long line, the second short line. An extended, stable form, quietly existing. The rectangle settles. The entire universe of geometric form is condensed into these 4 quiet figures, and we are simply listing their properties, a gentle, repetitive litany of form and structure. The mind, finding no narrative thread, no urgency, no emotional hook, is slowly losing its grip on consciousness. It is a quiet, perfect victory for the stillness. Imagine the square now being constructed not from lines, but from a gentle, soft, white light. The light traces the first side, a quiet glow. It traces the second side, the glow intensifies. It traces the third side, the soft light completes the base. It traces the fourth side, and the square is finished. A quiet, gentle window of soft white light in the darkness, a calm, stable presence. The circle is now traced by the same soft light, a continuous, perfect arc of gentle luminescence, a quiet, endless loop of soft illumination. The light flows around and around, defining the perfect curve, a seamless boundary of soft light that is perpetually returning to itself. The circle glows with a quiet, soothing continuity. The triangle's three sides are traced by the gentle light, the base, steady and low, the ascent, slow and rising, the descent, a gentle fall back to the base. Three lines of soft light meeting at three quiet, gentle points. The triangle is a stable, luminous form of simple geometry, and the rectangle's extended form is lit by the soft glow. The long, patient line, the short, neat line, the second long, parallel line, and the final, short, returning line. A quiet, extended, luminous boundary in the soft darkness. The rectangle rests in its gentle illumination. The light fades now, leaving only the quiet memory of the shapes, the sensation of their perfect, predictable form lingering in the stillness. This is the comfort of structure, the peace of the defined, the quiet grace of the utterly unexciting. You are safe here in the gentle monotony of the shapes. We return now to the original pure description of the square. Four sides equal in length, four right angles, a state of perfect, unmoving rest. Side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4. The repetition is the guide. The circle, the continuous, endless curve. No corner, no end, just flow, soft and continuous. The circle turns gently. The triangle, the three-part balance. Base, ascent, descent, stability and simple form. The triangle settles. The rectangle, the long and short lines, the stable asymmetry, extended and calm. The rectangle rests. Your breathing is slow and deep now, and your body is heavy, sinking further and further into the mattress. The words are just whispers in the deep quiet, carrying you toward the final, soft surrender. The shapes continue to turn slowly, gently, endlessly in the quiet darkness of your resting mind. The flow is continuous. The quiet is profound and the rest is deep. The perfect, unexciting catalog is your lullaby. The flow continues, the quiet shapes slowly turning, dissolving, and reforming in the soft, tranquil darkness. We were just with the rectangle, that stable, extended form, feeling the quiet rhythm of its long and short lines, the simple, predictable alternation of its boundaries. Now we allow it to fade, to become just a soft, lingering impression of length and neatness. We move to a new shape, one that is a quiet cousin to the circle, a shape that introduces the gentle concept of a curve but within the bounds of straightness. Let us contemplate the oval, Imagine this form like an egg resting gently in the quiet space, a stretched-out circle, still continuous, still without corners, but possessing a gentle, quiet elongation. We begin to trace its line, starting at the top, but instead of the immediate turn of the circle, the oval's line is slightly straighter for a moment, a subtle, graceful flattening of the curve across the top. It is a line of soft extension. Then the curve begins to deepen as we drift down the sides, moving slowly, steadily, around the ends where the curve is at its tightest and softest. This is the moment where the shape feels most like its cousin, the circle, a gentle, continuous bend, a smooth, unhurried flow. We follow it around the bottom where again the curve gently flattens, subtly extending the line parallel to the top, another soft stretch of continuous form. The line is patient, unhurried, flowing with a slow, deliberate grace. We follow the line as it moves up the opposite side, the curve deepening again as it embraces the far end, bringing the line back towards the top. It is a quiet return, an inevitable and seamless connection. The oval is a shape of gentle compromise, blending the continuity of the curve with the quiet sense of length. It connects at the top perfectly without a seam, without a break, completing its perfect, elongated loop. The oval is complete. Let the image of this soft, flowing, elongated shape soothe your mind, feeling its gentle stretch pulling away any remaining tension. Now we move to another quiet variation, one that takes the solid groundedness of the square and tips it gently, allowing it to rest on a single point. Let us quietly consider the diamond, or the rhombus as it is sometimes known, a four-sided shape where all the sides are equal in length, just like the square, but the angles are no longer right angles. Instead, two angles are gently acute, less than 90 degrees, and two are gently obtuse, more than 90 degrees. This creates a sense of quiet ascent and descent. Imagine the lowest point resting gently in the dark. From this base point, two identical sides begin their slow, equal rise, moving up and away from each other at the same graceful angle. They are lines of symmetric effort, moving up towards the single highest point. We follow them as they travel slowly, steadily, until they meet at the single, quiet apex, the top point of the form. The joining here is acute, a sharp, neat corner that points silently upward. From this apex, the remaining two sides begin their slow, equal descent. They are the same length as the first two sides, lines of mirroring return, falling back towards the wide space below. They move down and away from the center line, maintaining their perfect, steady angle until they meet perfectly at the single lowest point where we began. The angle here is also acute, a sharp, neat resting point. The diamond is complete, a shape of perfect balance on its corner, a quiet image of stability achieved through gentle tension. Let this balanced form, resting lightly on its lowest point, settle the uneasy corners of your mind. We cycle back now to the absolute simplicity, the the foundational shape of all geometry, the line. Not a boundary, not a side, but a pure, single, unwavering line, stretching horizontally in the darkness. It has no width, only length. It has no curve, only direction. It is a symbol of uncomplicated continuation. Imagine it beginning on the far left and stretching slowly, steadily, quietly across the entire field of vision. It does not stop. It does not hesitate. It just moves, perfectly straight and true. This line is an image of quiet, perfect flow, a continuous thread of simple existence. We follow it from left to right, slowly, quietly, observing its perfect straightness, its absolute dedication to its direction. It requires no thought, no analysis, only the simplest acceptance of its form. The line is complete. It stretches out into the quiet darkness, an emblem of perfect simplicity, drawing your gaze and your thoughts into a single, unvaried path. Now we introduce a new concept of quiet complexity, one that takes the stability of the triangle and adds one more side, creating a grounded, four-sided form, the trapezoid. This shape maintains the horizontal foundation of the square and rectangle, but introduces an elegant non-parallelism on its sides. Imagine the base resting wide and firm on the bottom, a long, stable horizontal line. This is the foundation of rest. From the ends of this base, the two slanted sides begin their slow, steady ascent. These sides are not parallel. They may lean in towards each other or they may lean gently away, but they always maintain a quiet, predictable angle. We follow them up, slowly, steadily, until they reach the top. Here, they are joined by the final side, the top line, which is perfectly horizontal and parallel to the base, but noticeably shorter. This top line is the final gesture of closure, creating a sense of being neatly contained. The trapezoid is a shape of quiet grounding and gentle slope. The top and bottom are parallel, offering stability, but the sides introduce a soft, controlled angle. It is complete. This shape, resting wide and firm on its base, encourages a feeling of being settled, of quiet, unmoving stability. We allow the trapezoid to fade, and we return to the quiet rhythm of the cycle, beginning again with the four simplest forms, letting the repetition of their geometry deepen the hypnotic effect. The square returns. Four equal sides, four right angles, stability, certainty, side 1 across, side 2 down, side 3 across, side 4 up. The quiet repetition is a soft, steady beat. The circle follows. The continuous, endless curve, flow, continuity, down the right, across the bottom, up the left, and back to the start. A seamless loop of quiet form. The triangle appears. 3 equal sides, 3 quiet points, balance, equilibrium, base, ascent, descent, simple, quiet rest. The rectangle stretches out. The long, patient line, the short, neat line, the return of the long, the return of the short. Extended, predictable, and calm. The gentle drone of these forms, their absolute lack of meaning or consequence, is the perfect sedative for the active mind. Your thoughts are now just soft, faint shadows in the background, unable to break through the steady, continuous flow of the shapes. You are heavy, you are still, and you are resting deeply, carried by the quiet, perfect predictability of the catalog of generic shapes. The flow continues, soft and steady. The gentle flow continues, seamlessly moving from the rectangle back into the realm of quiet complexity, embracing forms that still maintain their simple, predictable structure. We were just with the fundamental figures, and now, with your mind settling, we can introduce a gentle increase in the number of sides, a quiet expansion of the geometry. Let us quietly contemplate the pentagon. Imagine this shape, a five-sided figure, perfectly regular, meaning all five sides are equal in length and all five internal angles are equal in measure. It's a step up from the square, a quiet evolution in simplicity. We can picture it resting on a single flat base, a horizontal line of calm, grounded stability, slightly longer than the base of the square. This is the first side, a line of quiet commitment, stretching out beneath the form. From the two ends of this base, the next two sides begin their slow, steady ascent. They move upward, leaning gently inward, mirroring each other with perfect symmetry. These are the lines of gentle convergence, rising slowly, steadily, each line maintaining its identical length and angle, creating a sense of quiet, controlled lift. We follow them as they travel slowly, until they reach the points where they connect with the final two sides. Now the fourth side begins, connecting the top of the third side to the final point, and the fifth side, mirroring it perfectly, connects back to the top of the second side. These two final lines might form a gentle, pointed cap or a slightly flattened top, but their defining feature is their perfect, measured equality to all the other sides. They close the figure with a quiet, final act of geometric closure. The pentagon is complete. 5 equal sides, 5 equal angles. A simple, stable form that introduces a new, quiet rhythm. Let the thought of its 5 steady sides and 5 predictable corners settle your mind, embracing the simple count and the evenness of the form. Following the pentagon, we move to the 6-sided figure, a shape often associated with quiet, natural perfection, a form of profound, balanced stillness, the hexagon. This figure, too, is perfectly regular, 6 equal sides and 6 equal angles, a demonstration of absolute symmetry. We picture it resting softly, horizontally on one of its flat, stable sides. This is the first side, the solid foundation, a line of complete rest. From the ends of this base, the next two sides move outward and upward, leaning slightly, opening the shape with a gentle, consistent angle. These are the lines of initial opening, moving away from the center but maintaining their quiet, identical length. We follow them to their corners, neat, measured turns that are perfectly predictable. The fourth side now runs across the top, parallel to the base, completing the top half of the form. This top side is a line of mirroring rest, perfectly balanced against the foundation below. It provides a sense of enclosure and stability. And finally, the fifth and sixth sides complete the form, moving downward and inward, mirroring the second and third sides exactly. They are lines of gentle closure, returning to the base to complete the shape with the final two corners. The hexagon is complete. 6 equal sides, 6 equal angles, a quiet figure of profound balance and ordered complexity. Let the stable, 6-part rhythm of the hexagon lull your thoughts, embracing the certainty of its symmetry. We cycle back now, letting the shapes dissolve and be replaced by the ultimate expression of simplicity, the point. Imagine this: no length, no width, no depth, only position. It is the beginning and end of all form, and yet it is utterly simple, utterly still. A tiny, quiet, unmoving focus in the darkness. There is nothing to trace, nothing to measure, only the absolute stillness of a single, defined location. The point rests, a quiet moment of absolute non-movement. From this still point, we can gently build outward again, returning to the first 4 figures, letting the repetition of the cycle pull us deeper into rest. The contrast between the unmoving point and the boundary-defined forms is a soothing rhythm of presence and non-presence. The square returns, 4 equal sides, 4 right angles. We trace the perimeter again, across, down, across, up. The quiet recitation of its perfect, stable structure. The square settles back. The circle flows in next. The single, continuous, endless curve. No corner, no break, just the gentle, perfect arc of flow. Down the right, across the bottom, up the left. The circle drifts gently. The triangle appears. The 3-part balance, grounded and stable. Base, ascent, descent. Simple, quiet structure. The triangle rests easily. The rectangle stretches out. The 2 long lines of patience, the 2 short lines of neatness. Extended, stable, and predictable. The rectangle is calm. This flow is continuous. The voice is steady and low, and the content is perfectly, exquisitely unexciting. The only movement is the gentle turning of these quiet forms in the soft space of your resting mind. The gentle pace, the repetition of the catalog is the only task left, and it is a task that requires no effort, only the soft, final surrender. The weight of your body is growing heavier, the depth of your breathing is increasing, and the quiet shapes continue their gentle, hypnotic dance. The square, the circle, the triangle, the rectangle. They are the quiet anchors in the sea of stillness, holding your attention just lightly enough to allow the rest of your mind to fall into deep, profound quiet. The flow is perfect, the quiet is complete, and the shapes are endless.